Washed Up Sports Podcast.
Washed Up Sports Podcast.
The Washed Up Sports Podcast. What's going on? What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on, guys?
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a Washed Up Sports Podcast. This is episode 24. My name is Evan Klein, and I'm glad to be joined alongside my co-host, Max Lindley.
What's going on, fellas and ladies? How we doing? Glad to be back. Evan, great to be back again.
It's fantastic to be back, sure.
Always. So, a lot has happened since last week, surprisingly.
Yeah.
A lot of trades have gone down. NHL, didn't expect that to happen, as we said on last week's podcast. We got some NFL to talk about. We got some UFC. We got a ton.
Yeah, it's a very diverse episode we have on our hands today.
A ton of different sports, a ton of different topics. It's going to be great. So let's get right into it.
We're an authentic sports commentary from the perspective of two washed-up athletes. Today's episode is brought to you by The Daily Scoop. The Daily Scoop is the premier dog walking and pet sitting service of Bergen County, located in Glen Rock. The Daily Scoop provides service not only to Glen Rock, but to several surrounding towns as well. They ensure that you are getting the best possible care for your pets while you cannot be with them. From the simple dog walk to daycare at the Daily Scoop, Scoop has you covered. And if you need to leave town, visit your family or friends for a weekend, fear not, the Daily Scoop offers pet sitting services as well. Inquire for more at www.thedailyscoop.com. That's scoop with a K at www.thedailyscoop.com. And here is Max with the Instagram.
Daily Scoop LLC.
Great. The Daily Scoop.
Good stuff.
All right. Kick us off, Max.
So NFL talk.
Little NFL.
We had Evan break it down a little bit on TikTok. Go check it out if you haven't. I'll link it down in the bio. But James Conner signed to the Arizona Cardinals in free agency. I don't think anybody really saw this until he went there for a visit. Everybody kind of thought he was maybe going to stick back with the Steelers, maybe go somewhere else. It was up in the air, but it's kind of cool to see him get a good contract after even he didn't have the best year last year, but the Cardinals are willing to take a chance on him.
Right, and Drake's gone too now, so
exactly. So they need someone to fill in.
Right, and the thing is, because of last year, I feel like people somehow kind of forgot about James Conner. The year he had a couple years ago, fantastic. He's got really good ability.
Exactly.
So interesting signing, but now I want to know what direction are the Steelers going in. They need somebody. Benny Snell, decent back, but he's a backup.
No, I don't agree with you.
You
there.
think he's going to be the starter?
I don't know if he's going to be the starter. I think he's capable of being a starter, though. From what we saw last year, he's able to block. He's able to run the ball hard. He's a downfield runner. It's good to see. Like you said, he's maybe not necessarily a first back, but I think he could eventually maybe run into that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I know
not
what you
right
mean.
now, but maybe in a couple years he could get there.
They're going to need someone else.
Absolutely. So I think we should look for them to take maybe Travis Etienne or Najee Harris from Alabama. Maybe someone else in the first round. I don't know if there's any other running backs up there in that caliber, though.
Yeah, running back, they could look for that in the draft. I know they need a few different things, but
yeah.
But they're losing Villanueva too, so they're going to need, if he signs elsewhere, so they're going to need somebody.
Yeah,
to
so
block
he's a
too,
free
so.
agent at least.
Interesting. So Antonio Brown, another guy still unsigned.
Yep.
What are we thinking there? Back to Tampa, maybe looking elsewhere?
It seems like everybody on Tampa and AB wants to come back. It's just more of the question is like when. When is it going to happen? When are they going to sign him? When are they going to figure out the cap room for him? You know what I mean?
Yeah, what are they going to pay him?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. What do you pay him? What's he worth?
I don't know, because last year he was
He
fine.
was on a minimum.
Yeah, he was fine, but he wasn't the Steelers' Antonio Brown by any stretch of the imagination.
He was good, but yeah, you're absolutely right.
There's
He
too
was
much
not.
talent in that room, in that receivers room, for
to
him
pay
to be
him
the-
a lot of money.
Yeah, he's not going to be that guy if there's Chris Godwin and Mike Evans and Gronk.
Exactly. So then we got Jadeveon Clowney still unsigned. Kind of had a poor year last year.
Yeah, I don't think the Titans will re-sign him.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I really don't see a spot for him. He'll probably tag along with. I could see him going to like the Ravens.
Sure.
I feel like he's kind of a fit there.
Replace Judon.
Which
I like
came
that.
to
I like
the
that.
Pats, big pickup. We
Yes,
talked
sir.
about that a couple podcasts ago. So and then Melvin Ingram,
Right.
he's a free agent as well out of LA. He's premier.
Yeah, great player.
What do you think's going to happen there?
I don't think he's going to go back to LA. That's just my 2 cents. But whoever gets him, you're getting a good player. You're getting an explosive player off the edge. So
Absolutely. absolutely. We got Alex Smith, Richard Sherman, Le'Veon, a couple guys left. I don't know where they're going to sign. I'm not going to make any predictions. Those guys are kind of near not going to say near retirement, but they're closer to the end than they are the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
So they're going to be signed
No
for
doubt.
the lesser contracts and probably after the draft, once teams have already evaluated what they needed, got what they needed, then have to reevaluate after the draft. I just don't see him going anywhere before then.
Yeah, Sherman doesn't really do anything for me anymore.
If he switches to safety, I think he could have a whole second career.
Interesting take
But
there.
If he stays at corner, he just doesn't have the speed anymore. He's a great cover corner. He just doesn't have the speed to keep up with these young receivers.
Interesting. Alex Smith, gotta love him.
Yeah.
But how much good football does he have left is the question.
Exactly.
Guy's been through hell and back.
Exactly.
And then Le'Veon, is he done? I mean, last year was, after taking the year off and then coming over to Kansas City, not really doing much, backing up Clyde Edwards-Helaire. What is in store for Le'Veon Bell? Do you think this is we've seen all the good football from Le'Veon Bell in his career? Or you think he's got good football left?
I don't know, man. That's really up to him, what he wants to do. He's at that point where it's like he's made enough money. He held out a couple years ago, got paid. Pretty sure the Jets paid for part of his contract with the Chiefs last year. Like he has his money, so it's up to him. Whether he wants to keep
shit
playing.
signing, man, with Le'Veon and the Jets. Everyone was so hyped up about that, and it just
it's not the Jet. It's not Le'Veon's fault. It's completely the Jets' fault.
no, yeah, it
Jets
just it never worked.
Dumpster fire at that point.
Another team that might be in the market for a running back come draft time.
Yeah. So let's move on. Edelman. Touch on that quick. Before we get done with football, he retired after the Patriots terminated his contract due to a failed physical. So he came out with a video, said like his knee is pretty much done. He said he played until the wheels came off.
Right. Great video, the Foxborough Forever video. Oh man,
it was great.
Anyone trying to shed a tear, go check that out.
Yeah, so that like raised the question: will he go to Tampa? And then when he posted that video, it's like probably not.
Yeah, he's done.
He's probably done, and it looks like his body is done too. So, shout out Jules. Huge part of the Patriots' success.
Oh yeah, man, he's
absolutely
he's
a Patriots
the best.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Patriots Hall of Famer. If he's if he's an actual Hall of Famer, is a whole nother debate that I don't really want to get into the day after he retires. We could talk about that another time. But no,
for sure, Patriots Hall of Famer.
Yeah, on like a personal thing, just like he's like just like one of my all-time favorites. Such like an outstanding member of the Jewish community too.
Absolutely.
Like for all young Jewish men like myself, like looking up to somebody like him, he just like does great things for the community. So for that reason, also aside from football, he's just like one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah, man, and just like his story is incredible, coming from a 7th round quarterback.
Shout out the MAC.
Yeah, shout out the MAC conference.
Let's go.
Where did he play out of?
Kent State.
Kent State. Shout out the MAC conference. He was a quarterback and transformed into one of the greatest slot receivers of all time.
Yes,
so,
sir.
Incredible career. Pleasure to watch him play for 10 plus years.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
And then wrapping up the NFL thing, we have, of course, so Thursday will be 14 days till
Just
our
under 2
big
weeks
live
away.
stream. Come on! That's going to be
baby.
fire.
Yeah. And Evan and I have both dropped our mock drafts
Yes.
at this point. We'll probably be doing another one each before the actual draft. And then the people we're doing the draft with, Jack of all trades, Jack Darling, Y Papa, Wyatt Milbroat, and Matt Maselli. We'll see if Matt makes one. Probably not. But everybody else will probably make some mock drafts that will get posted up on the gram. So be sure to follow us on the gram and watch the Sports Pod for updates and all that.
Check in with us on draft night via YouTube
Oh,
live.
yeah, we'll be
it's
live.
going to be fantastic,
we'll be live
guys.
watching with you guys. It'll be great.
I'm not going to say you got to sit there and watch us for 2 hours, but at least check it out. Everybody's got to check it out,
Hop in.
Drop a comment.
Be a friend. Share it with a friend.
Exactly.
Exactly.
We're working on a fun little sponsorship. So
absolutely, we're
gonna be
working
fun.
on, and we got merch on the way. So it's just an exciting couple weeks coming up.
What a time to be alive,
what
as
a
a great
time
man
to be
once
a
said.
podcaster for a Washed Up Sports Pod.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. So next up, we're getting to Klein's Corner.
Klein's Corner.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate everybody reaching out when we dropped the merch preview. Everyone hitting me up, being like, "Yo, let me get that Klein's Corner T-shirt. That's fire." I mean,
Everyone loves Klein's Corner.
yeah, guys. That's just everyone's showing love about that, which I really appreciate. That was exciting to see. So that's coming out soon, and you guys are all gonna run that up. I know you will. So that's really fun. But anyway, back to the actual content piece. So we got UFC. This coming weekend, we have fight night. We got Robert Whittaker, the Aussie, against Kevin Gastelum, the great wrestler, great guy, great up-and-coming guy in that middleweight division. Very interesting to see. I think Whittaker is going to win because Gastelum's a great fighter, don't get me wrong, but Whittaker's got that knockout power, one punch. He's so good. And if the middleweight class wasn't the Israel Adesanya division, Robert Whittaker could easily be a champ. And there's no question about that. I just think that it's just the Adesanya division, and for that reason, Robert Whittaker gets a little bit overlooked, but going to be a great fight there. But what we're really looking forward to is 2 weeks welterweight championship fight. Run it back. Usman and Masvidal 2. Very exciting. I got Usman all the way. Not a Jorge Masvidal fan, but Usman's great. Masvidal should be an interesting fight. I mean, I think Usman will have his way with Masvidal. Of course, last time they fought, Masvidal had to cut 20 pounds in 6 days because he took the fight on a replacement fight. What do you think about that, Max? 20 pounds in 6 days.
That sounds insane, and I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
Yeah. So that was us. And this time Masvidal's coming with a full camp. So very interesting to see. But, Usman's the champ, and, all his fights has backed up his talk. So that's kind of where we're at that night for the Usman Masvidal fight. We're also going to have 2 women's championship fights. We got the strawweight. We got Weili Zhang against Rose Namajunas. And then the women's flyweight, Valentina Shevchenko, one of the greatest women fighters out there right now, against Jessica Andrade. So that's really exciting as well. So
one of the greatest women fighters not named Amanda Nunes.
Right.
Yeah.
Nunes' wife fought last week and got her ass kicked by Mackenzie Dern, but Nunes was in her corner, and that was fun.
That is cool. That's got to be special, like a special family moment for her.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
But, that's Klein's Corner, guys.
Absolutely.
Keep showing love. Appreciate it.
I love Klein's Corner.
Thanks.
I love it.
Thank.
When are we going to get a Klein's Corner that's not UFC-based?
We're going to get some baseball soon.
Once I'm sick of us talking about baseball on
like
the
it or
podcast.
Like it or not.
Did you hear me?
Yeah,
No.
I did hear you.
Yeah.
But, I mean... Yeah, I could talk about some other stuff too, maybe some basketball. I don't know.
It's whatever you want.
I just really
Klein's
do like
Corner.
people like the UFC
No,
stuff,
yeah,
which is
absolutely.
I didn't know how
I was
people would
thinking
react.
we should probably just talk UFC anyway when it comes on, but we
Right.
just call it Klein's Corner and you just talk about it because I'm not that educated. But I've watched every fight since we started talking about it.
I know, and I love that. You had no idea about UFC before I kind of started.
Exactly.
I brought up one of the Khabib Gaethje fight originally, and then you ended up watching it and you kind of got into it too. So that was cool. That
Khabib's a fucking monster, man.
Yeah, he is.
Dude's a fucking beast.
And you just we never had the intention of ever talking UFC.
No,
on this
absolutely
podcast.
not.
So.
There was one fight, and you were like, "Dude, can I please just touch on it? It'll be so sick." I know people have been hitting me up to talk about it. I was like,
"Yeah, dude."
Okay.
Because so many people have big betting interest in UFC.
And
it's
just UFC is fun. I mean,
they're
just beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, just watching humans just try to tear each other's heads off. It's unreal.
Yeah.
So, but kind of moving away from that. NBA has been popping, and we haven't really talked about it that much recently.
We haven't. I feel like since we have talked, the last time we talked about it, was that before LeBron got hurt?
I don't even know, man.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
We haven't talked about it in a while.
There's just been so much different stuff going on.
Exactly.
So it's a crazy time in sports.
Yeah, exactly.
There's that one time period where it's you get the March Madness into the baseball with the NBA playoffs coming up
and the
NHL playoffs
you
are
get the
approaching.
Deadline.
Exactly.
All in the same week. You get the Masters.
Exactly.
It's a crazy week of sports, and we're here for it.
Of course.
We are here for it.
So Jamal Murray last night, Monday, we record on Tuesdays, as you all know, tore his ACL. So sad to see such a great young talent in our league just go down like that and be done for the season. And that's a 4th place Nuggets team. So, that hurts their chances of doing anything in the playoffs exponentially.
Yeah, 100%.
I
don't think they're done, though, because they do have Jokic still. They have Porter. You know, they have guys. They have guys that can ball. It's not like they're an incomplete team without him. So I wouldn't count them out necessarily, but I do think it's a big blow.
Yeah, for sure. You can't count out Jokic, but still, there's so much firepower in that Western Conference. It's hard not to at this point, you know?
Yeah, I mean, with the Lakers, though, looking a little icy.
Yeah, I mean, last night, they're in 5th, and last night they lost the Knicks by 15 points.
Yeah.
But the Knicks, I mean...
Knicks are legit, bro.
Knicks
are legit. It's
they're
cool
in that
to
8th
see.
spot right now. They're in that 8th spot, and
I love it.
I like it, you know? And Lakers, you know, but we know once LeBron and AD are back, everything we're saying now...
It's a different story.
It's a different ballgame.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
But right now, the Knicks are just looking dominant.
yeah.
Dominant. It's good to see. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not a Knicks fan, but like we've said so many times before, it's always great to see New York sports doing well.
Yeah.
Because like when they're shitty, like everyone's just pissed. Nobody's happy about watching the Knicks lose by 30.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, one thing I did want to talk about with the Knicks, obviously we all know Julius Randle's a stud. Emmanuel Quickley is a
Absolute
fantastic
fucking
rookie.
stud. Julius Randle.
But Obi Toppin, the big guy that you know everybody was talking about in the draft, Obi Toppin this, Obi Toppin that. He's so young. Give him some time. He is playing better than when he was originally when you guys first got him. But give the guy a couple of years. Obi Toppin's got really great measurables. He's just big, tall, lanky guy, and I think he's got some good basketball in him ahead. Just give Obi Toppin some time. But the Knicks are playing together, and you know Thibodeau. I didn't think Thibodeau was going to be the guy to get him right, but he's been that guy. So. It's very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Celtics, moving over to our side, a little underwhelming right now. 7th place. We're usually a top 4, top 3 team in the East, you know?
I mean, it's a weird year.
They're
transitioning from like the time where they relied on veterans to take them to the playoffs to execute.
No, you're right.
And they're shifting to looking at Tatum and Green and Jaylen Brown. And you know what I mean? It's just a completely different ball game. Like their biggest veteran right now is probably Marcus Smart.
Yeah, Kemba.
But like he's not because he hasn't been on the team as long.
No, yeah.
And
by like Celtics.
Yeah, so like I'm more talking about that sense. Like the Celtics were very much like
no, it's got to be Marcus
we're gonna
Smart.
have long veterans like that are going to stay on the team. But now they've gone young and they're relying on that. So it's a different season. But I love JT. I'm not going to give up on JT.
They got to build around
give
that
up
guy.
on them.
I just hope he doesn't get frustrated and like tries to leave at any point because
I don't think he will.
No, yeah, build around him and Jaylen Brown.
Exactly.
You know, Robert Williams too, such a good young big in this
I love Robert Williams.
Yeah, just blocks everything that comes at him. You know.
Oh yeah, man, he's awesome.
And then they got Fournier at the trade deadline too, that I don't think we talked about, which is a good little pickup. And then, you know, but we're relying, as you said, these young guys, Peyton Pritchard, Aaron Nesmith, Romeo Langford starting to find something.
Yeah, Pritchard looks good too.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah,
I love him.
I like that pick. Yeah, great pick.
Absolutely, but there's just a lot to think about.
Just go up. Just let them get a little better each week.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we're looking for. But right now they're not doing that.
Right. I mean, do we really think the Celtics? I don't want to be that guy, but are the Celtics? Do we think
Absolutely
they're going to beat the Nets or the Lakers?
Not.
Like,
I don't even think they're going to beat the Knicks in a 7-game series.
Yeah, maybe not.
That's no cap. Just the way they've looked this year, they're too streaky.
Right.
They can't put 4 wins together in a row.
Let's not be the Boston assholes for a second and come back to earth a little bit.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's not be what is it? WFAN the fan.
That's the New Jersey radio station.
Is it?
Yeah. Nesson.
Nesson.
Yeah, the Nesson is the New England Sports Network.
Yeah. Or what is it? 98.5 the Sports Hub.
Yeah.
That's a Boston one too. They always they fucking rip on the Patriots. They were like calling for Bill to get fired this year. Some dudes.
Oh God.
Oh my God. Anyways, let's not even get into that.
Sixers and Jazz though are still leading the pack, and that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
simply put,
Joel Embiid, he's looking like a stud, man.
Yeah, came back from injury and just continued to put on the show. Picked up where he left off. You know,
I feel like that just answers the question: who's your guy for the future?
Yeah, he's so good.
Simmons or Embiid?
Yeah, if you had to choose one, it's obviously Embiid.
Obviously, whereas a year ago it was more up in the air, but now it's just like Joel can shoot, Joel can score, Joel can pass, Joel can play defense when he wants to. He's a complete player now. Whereas Simmons,
if he gets a mismatch
shoot.
on the inside too, he just puts the ball in the basket. It's just like, you know.
Like, hold on, where's your sound effect? There you go.
But yeah, man, and the Jazz just play. I haven't seen a team like this playing as good of team basketball as what they are playing, as how they are playing this year. The team aspect to it is crazy. They just play together so well. That's a perfect example of we might not have the most stars on our team. Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, great players, but we play together and we make it work. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, next up, questions from the gram. Questions,
go.
hot takes, comments, not just questions. Let's not limit it to that. I think we opened it up to quite about everything this week. So before we get into that, let's get into an ad for our sponsors. Evan?
Today's episode is brought to you by Advanced Office Furniture. Since 2003, Advanced Office Furniture has been providing the New York metro area with the highest quality custom solutions. All of their furniture is produced in their state-of-the-art manufacturing facility here in New Jersey and never outsourced. Your business is unique, so why don't you choose to furnish it with specialty furniture that is built to last with high-quality customized solutions no matter what your needs are. Advanced Office Furniture will surely exceed your standards, now doing work for storefronts, kitchens. They did our podcast studio. Really anything you need, they've got you covered. Advanced Office Furniture brings creativity and originality. You know it's hard to find people these days that work to ensure it, and they truly do. Check them out and get more at www.advancedofficefurniture.com. That is www.advancedofficefurniture.com.
Absolutely. Go check them out. So let's get into the questions from the gram and hot takes. So we got a couple.
I love doing this.
Starting off, we got a question from Robbie Del Garcio. Tony Romo or Eli Manning? Evan?
Eli.
Eli.
He's
any
got those
day of
super.
the week.
They're like pretty similar players,
Not
but
at all.
in my opinion.
In my opinion. I was just saying my opinion.
But Eli's got Super Bowls.
Yeah, Eli has the Super Bowls, and Eli wouldn't throw ridiculous picks in the playoffs to lose games for the Cowboys or the Giants. You know what I mean? Like, Eli wasn't trash in the playoffs.
I wonder if Tony Romo made the playoffs more than Eli Manning.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. But yeah, I think we're both sticking with Eli and the Manning family. Next up, Noah Aleph. How's Klein handling the Paul Mary trade? Klein, how you doing, buddy?
I mean, it's tough. Him and Zajac over to the Islanders, who already have Andy Green. I mean, what are they? The Devils Jr.? I mean, it's just tough. We got good value with the first-round pick, but it's just such a rebuild right now. And it's just sad to just, like, trade away your guys that have been there forever.
You think you got good value?
The first-round pick's pretty nice, but...
So what'd you get in return? You gave away 2 players, and we got
a first-round pick, a fourth-round pick, and 2 prospects. For Travis Zajac, who's like 35, and Paul Mary, who's good.
I don't know. I would have rathered like 3 picks, 4 picks. You know what I mean? If I'm the Devils. Anyways, next up we got Alex Vichinanza asks, what teams won and lost the trade deadline? So it's quite obvious the answer to that, in my opinion. I think the Bruins won the trade deadline, picking up Taylor Hall and who else did they pick up?
Curtis Lazar.
Curtis Lazar, yeah. He's a solid forward from the Sabres. So they completed that trade, and he's actually starting tonight as we're recording, as we're speaking. So by the time this comes out, that game will be over, and you guys have already seen how Taylor Hall's looks on the Boston Bruins. But I think the Bruins won. Ev, do you have anything else?
Yeah, I mean, he's by far the biggest name that got moved. There were a bunch of other, like, smaller moves that...
Eichel might have gotten moved. That was up in the air.
Yeah, but clearly they're
happen.
going to try to keep him through the rest of the season.
At least,
and then see what happens there. But, yeah, no, I mean, Hall's the biggest name by far. Let's see if he can figure it out with Boston. I don't know. It should be interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. So next, Bryce Fish with a hot take. Vikings very underrated this year, and I agree. Don't sleep on the Vikings this year. They're not going to be bad, especially with where they are in the draft. They're at 14. They could pick a very good player. You got Kirk coming back. I think it could be a solid team this year. We'll have to see. They got Justin Jefferson. They got, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Got some weapons.
I don't mind that take at all.
Yeah, I think the Vikings will be solid. I don't think they're going to, I don't think I could see them, making deep playoff run, but I think they could win some games for sure.
Yeah. So Ev, I want to. This was asked by Jake McCullough. I want to ask this to you though, because you just finished your mock draft. While you were doing it, who did you feel was the most underrated steal in your draft?
Ooh, interesting.
Well, let me just phrase the question first. Jake asked most underrated steal of the draft, so I want to know your opinion. In your mock draft, who was the biggest steal?
Right. I mean, One guy who I think is going to be really, really good is Kadarius Toney from Florida, the wide receiver. I have him going 29 to the Packers in my mock draft.
That's a good fit.
I think he's really good.
He is, yeah.
So I'm interested to see. I like that steal.
I
Because
can't remember where I had him going.
I think you might have also
I
had him
have
going to
him
the
going-
Packers.
I'm pulling up the Instagram.
I don't remember though.
I'm
but,
pulling up the mock
But no,
drafts.
I like him. Should I give a couple other names
Yeah.
that I like?
Anybody else?
Another
you like?
receiver, Rashad Bateman. I have him
Yeah,
going to the
he's
Bears. The Bears
great.
need another weapon with Robinson. So
They do.
So-
indeed. I like what's his name? Jeremiah Owusu Karamoa from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
He's fantastic and very under the radar right now. Not a lot of teams have been talking about him, but he's one of the best linebackers in the draft.
Oh,
if
yeah.
not, in my opinion, might become the best. You know.
Yeah.
Let's see. I got my draft pulled up. I want to see where I had him going.
Mm-hmm. In my mock, I had the Patriots taking Micah Parsons, which would be cool from Penn State. Good player.
Yep. I actually have the Patriots taking Owusu Karamoa in
nice.
mine. No, but I had the Packers taking Rondale Moore.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Okay.
I had Kadarius Toney going to the Colts at 21.
Interesting.
Because I had a big wide receiver draft. Because I think we do have some good receivers this
Yeah.
year. And it's like
I feel like
kind
so
of
many
being
teams,
undershadowed by the Bama receivers.
so many teams are like in market. I feel like for offensive linemen and edge rushers this year, I feel like there's going to be a lot of that as well.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. So last question. Thoughts about the NFL adding another regular season game. This one is from RCL Visuals 2.0. Shout out Ryan. Thanks, buddy. So what are your thoughts, Evan? The 17th game.
I think it's stupid,
Why?
frankly, because I'm fine with them canceling. What the preseason is? What, 1 game now or 3 games only? They took away.
I'm not sure.
They shortened the preseason, which is fine, but what's the point of adding another regular season game? In the last week, a lot of teams sit their guys anyway. I feel like if it was one of those situations where it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, what was so wrong with 16 regular season games?
Wasn't enough money.
I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm
doesn't-
not mad at it. There's more football for us to watch.
Yeah,
dude.
it's fine. It's just
And the Super Bowl is
Was it
going to be a
necessary?
little later in the year now, so it's going to be a good thing to see. It'll be interesting. You know?
Super Bowl. Let's make it on Saturday night.
That'd be sick.
I know.
Change the Super Bowl to Saturday never happen.
I know.
But that'd be interesting.
Super Bowl Saturday.
Super Bowl Saturday. It'll never happen. Doesn't have the ring.
So, thanks for those questions. I remember one question someone asked me a while back that I never got to answering was my MLB top 15 players. So what I'm going to do over the next 3 episodes, I just want to release 5 players starting with 15 and going to number 1. So this week I'm going to give you my 15 through 10. I got at number 15 Trevor Bauer, 14 Garrett Cole, 13 Anthony Randone, 12 Cody Bellinger, and 11 LeMahieu. So DJ LeMahieu's. So I'm just giving you 15 through 11, basically 5 people. So that's how I was doing it. So yeah, so that's kind of what we're gonna have today. If you want to reach out and ask me about why I like those guys at the places they are, by all means. So yeah, just wanted to put that out there. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, so that's a wrap on this week, guys. We didn't have a guest this week, but we will be back with a guest next week. And then I think the week after that is the draft,
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
should be.
Yeah, so expect a ton of content coming out, as we've said. Merch on the way. Shout out Dylan for working on the designs. You can see it right here. We got it up.
That's one of the logos.
That's one of our alternate logos now.
It's gonna be so awesome. I hope you guys find something you like and hopefully order. It's gonna be really fun.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
And
So,
then TikTok too.
TikTok, yeah, Evan started posting on TikTok. We started with a daily sports intake. So go check that out. I'll link it down below for Thursday's daily sports intake.
Yeah.
We'll link.
And there'll be
we'll probably link Wednesdays down below.
Yeah, and then there will be some other fun little things on TikTok that I'll try to put out just for fun.
Absolutely.
You know, and then
Yeah. So we got the draft coming up, merch, and then we got something in the works.
Yeah.
We'll just say that.
Our biggest event yet.
Yeah. In the
By
works.
by far.
In the works.
Yep.
We'll just leave it at that.
Yes, sir.
So we'll see you guys next Thursday.
Follow the Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube. Peace. See ya.
To subscribe, click here. To check out our behind the scenes series, Behind the Bench, click here. To check out clips, click here. To check out backlogged episodes, click here. Peace, guys. See you Thursday.